رأيت الآنسة هالي ورأيت الآنسة إلينا وكان يتجاذبان أطراف الحديث فقلت
Justin and Hailey Bieber were once the embodiment of young, glamorous love. Two people who seemed to have it all: fame, faith, and a fairy tale marriage. But over time, that picture-perfect image has started to unravel. What fans once saw as effortless chemistry now feels strained and uncertain. The couple who once appeared inseparable now seem caught in an emotional storm that neither of them can fully escape. Those who followed them closely can sense the shift. Their public appearances have grown quieter, their smiles more forced. Hailey's elegant calm has started to look more like exhaustion, while Justin's carefree energy seems buried under layers of emotional fatigue. People close to them have quietly admitted that behind closed doors, Hailey has been the one holding everything together, managing the chaos, defending Justin, and trying to preserve the fragile image of stability that the world expects from them. But even the strongest facades eventually crack. The truth, according to insiders, is that Hailey has been struggling far more than anyone realizes. She spent years protecting Justin from public judgment while silently carrying her own emotional weight. Friends say she's drained, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and that her calmness isn't confidence anymore. It's survival. Her silence has become her armor. Then came the viral clip that reignited every rumor. Justin, at rapper Sexy Red's birthday party, looked like a completely different man. Smiling, relaxed, full of life. The carefree version of Justin the world hadn't seen in years. Fans couldn't help but compare it to how he acts with Hailey. Guarded, tense, almost detached. The difference was stark. He looks happier there than he ever does with her, one fan commented, sparking a flood of theories that maybe Justin's marriage isn't just strained, maybe it's suffocating him. And then, the conversation took a darker turn. People started re-examining Justin's entire romantic history, especially his pattern with Hailey and Selena Gomez. For years, fans believed he was the one torn between two women, but now, the narrative has flipped. More people are starting to see him not as conflicted, but calculated. Every subtle post, every interaction, every nostalgic lyric suddenly looks like emotional manipulation, a way to keep both women tethered to him without ever offering real closure. The theory is simple but unsettling. When things with Selena fell apart, Hailey was there, loyal, steady, ready to catch him. But when marriage pressures mounted, Justin's nostalgia for Selena quietly resurfaced, keeping both stories alive in parallel. It's a cycle that benefits only one person, Justin himself. The women, meanwhile, are left to carry the emotional wreckage. Hailey, once painted as the villain in this saga, is now being seen differently. Maybe she wasn't the cold manipulator people thought she was. Maybe she's just been someone trying to hold everything together, a wife caught in the crossfire of her husband's unresolved past. She's been mocked, compared, and attacked endlessly online, yet she's rarely lashed out. That kind of restraint doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from heartbreak. Sources say Hailey's been quietly pulling back, setting new boundaries, and prioritizing her mental health. The brand deals, the interviews, the flawless photos. They've all become part of a protective shield, not a performance. But even shields can get heavy. People close to her say she's reaching a point where pretending everything is fine might no longer be possible. Then came a cryptic post from Justin's father, Jeremy Bieber. "I've never known a parent who said, 'I wish I didn't have a child.'" The message was vague, but its timing sent shockwaves. Some interpreted it as a sign of family strain, others as a reflection of Justin's emotional turmoil. Whatever it meant, it deepened the sense that something inside the Bieber household was breaking down. After years of silence, fans are beginning to see Hailey in a new light. Not as the mean girl or the jealous wife, but as a woman who's quietly endured far more than anyone ever knew. The truth is, behind the designer dresses, brand campaigns, and filtered smiles, is someone exhausted from fighting for a love that may no longer be fighting for her. And now, the question that no one wants to ask out loud: how long can Hailey keep pretending before she finally walks away? Because no matter how much they try to hide it, the fairy tale is fading, and what's left behind looks less like love and more like survival. If you've been following this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Do you think Hailey's still holding on out of love? Or is this the calm before the storm? Because one thing's certain: whatever happens next might change everything. In the weeks following those viral rumors, the silence surrounding Justin and Hailey began to feel louder than ever. No public date nights, no affectionate social media posts. just a growing gap that fans could practically feel. For a couple who once shared everything, this sudden distance spoke volumes. Paparazzi photos showed them walking side by side, but not together, their hands empty, their eyes fixed in opposite directions. Every frame looked like a quiet metaphor for a marriage caught between appearances and reality. Behind the scenes, insiders say Hailey has reached a point of quiet clarity. She's tired of patching up an image that doesn't reflect the truth. Friends close to her describe her as calmer, but more detached, no longer rushing to defend Justin every time he makes headlines. It's as if she's slowly reclaiming parts of herself she had to bury to keep their relationship from falling apart. She's been focusing more on her business, her health, and her peace, building a world where she doesn't have to depend on the illusion of a perfect marriage to feel secure. Meanwhile, Justin seems to be spiraling in the opposite direction. His social media activity has grown erratic. Sporadic posts, strange captions, and late-night messages that fans can't help but dissect. In one moment, he shares a heartfelt Bible verse about faith and endurance, and in the next, he posts a cryptic photo that seems to contradict it. It's the same emotional push and pull that fans have seen for years. A man torn between repentance and rebellion, between wanting peace and craving attention. What makes this all more complicated is how public their pain has become. Every minor expression, a glance, a body language cue, a post, becomes front-page news. And while most couples can work through private struggles in silence, Justin and Hailey don't have that luxury. Their marriage is a brand, their relationship a headline. And it's hard to fix something that the entire world insists on watching break. Some say Hailey's transformation is a quiet goodbye in progress. The way she's been presenting herself lately, elegant, composed, focused, feels like someone preparing for a new chapter. Not revenge, not rebellion, just release. A graceful exit from a love story that may have served its purpose, but no longer serves her peace. She's stopped chasing validation, stopped responding to the noise. And in doing so, she's begun to earn a new kind of respect, not as Justin's wife, but as a woman standing on her own. Justin, however, remains the great unknown. He's built a life where chaos and creativity coexist, and where emotion often spills over into public view. But fans can't help but wonder whether the boy who once sang about heartbreak ever truly learned how to heal from it. His silence about Hailey, the lack of posts, the missing anniversary messages, the withdrawn energy all suggest someone wrestling with guilt, confusion, or perhaps the realization that love isn't enough when two people are living two very different stories. The world keeps asking if Justin and Hailey will make it. But maybe that's not the right question anymore. Maybe the real question is whether they still want to. Because love can survive distance, fame, and even heartbreak. But it can't survive pretending. And if the past few months are any indication, pretending is exactly what both of them are done doing. Maybe this is what the end of a fairy tale really looks like. Not fireworks, not scandal, just quiet exhaustion. Two people who once promised forever now, standing on opposite sides of the same silence. Hailey Bieber learning that strength sometimes means walking away with grace. And Justin Bieber facing the one thing fame can't protect him from, himself. No matter what happens next, their story will be remembered as one of love, pressure, and the cost of living under a microscope. Because sometimes, the most heartbreaking part isn't the breakup. It's realizing the fairy tale was never built to survive real life. If you've been following this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Do you think this is the beginning of the end for Justin and Hailey? Or just another storm they'll weather together? Either way, one thing's for sure. The truth behind their smiles is finally starting to show.